Hi there, welcome back to my Japan-themed bullet journal. I was slightly late getting my pages ready for July because we had a really intense heat wave here in Europe and I was sick at the same time, so the past 2 weeks were very miserable. But this here is probably my fastest cover page that I've painted so far. It only took around 45 minutes. Since it's summer now, I wanted something very green that feels like summer as well, and I decided to paint this small stone lantern and little water pond. I took this picture in 2023 during a trip to Kyushu. Of the 4 biggest main islands of Japan, Kyushu is the one that is the most southern. This particular picture was taken at the Dazaifu Tenmangu shrine, which is an extremely large temple area a little southeast of Fukuoka. I had been wanting to paint this scene for quite some time and happy I got around to it now. I uploaded a wide format version of this photograph to Unsplash, which is a website that I also use for reference images for my paintings. So if you actually want to paint this very scene as well, then you can simply go ahead and do that. And I will leave the link in the description. My paints are Japanese paints called Gansai Tambi. This is the Art Nouveau set, but the colors fit surprisingly well for this subject. I had a lot of browns and greens that I needed to paint the moss pattern on this lantern. The reference image is actually a little bit tricky because there are so many bright areas and it has this dappled light that falls through the leaves. And the brightest areas look almost washed out of colors. But I painted a simplified version of it. I'm really not good at painting greenery, so I also simplified the background quite a lot. Unfortunately, when I used the paint in a very thick consistency with very little water, it also reflected the light quite a bit. So some of these darkest areas here are going to look very shiny. Using the paint with such a thick consistency and little water almost feels like working with gouache, since these watercolors are very opaque on their own. Once again, I thought an outline would improve this painting, even though I usually don't outline my work, but I found that it looks better on this particular paper. I'm really bad at outlining things, and the paper had actually warped a lot, which did not help me with getting straight lines. Here's a quick look at my other pages for this month. There's my monthly overview, and then I just did the same design for each weekly spread. I've used this particular design before and I like how quick it is to do and how compact it is if you overlay the dates with the name of the day. The readability suffers slightly. It would be better to make the numbers a little bit larger to improve that, but I didn't want to lose so much space. I think I will still need a lot of space to write down things for July. At any rate, it was good to have a cover that was quick and easy to do. Not everything needs to take several hours, especially if you're quite busy with your life. So with that said, I hope you like this one and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.